So, what's happening? We are back. It's been a while since we did a video on here, so we thought we'd just come and give you all a little update. Obviously, everybody's followed the journey, so it's only right that we let you know what's happening. Pardon me. So, we are back, and it's... What's the date today? 2nd of December. We have had a hospital appointment today, which was like a follow-up, just like a bit of a checkup. It was meant to be an ECG, but for whatever reason, I don't know, it just weren't done. When we got there, we got onto the ward, and basically they didn't really know what we were doing there, and said we should have gone downstairs. We went downstairs and got told, you're on the ward, so we went back upstairs, and then we got put in a room and we just waited. And then we told them, well, obviously it's here for a checkup and an ECG. ECG never got done. And it was just a checkup. They said everything's all right with her, to be fair.
To be fair, though, I have to say the experience we had with that hospital today was good. So,
there was a lovely lady that come and met us.
Yeah. Not going to name names, obviously, or whatever. But the hospital experience that we had today was a good experience. And it makes a change to say that. The doctor that also dealt with Halle today as well, he was really lovely, really helpful. I probably asked him about 100 questions. And he answered them all like in detail and stuff.
I'll just say, we was on ward 15 today, and all the staff was amazing.
Lovely.
And so was the lady that met us on the entrance, and that's it. Everyone was bang on, can't fault anyone.
So, I've had a lot of questions asking how Halle's been since she's come home from the hospital, like how's Halle getting on, etc. She's been alright in herself. I say alright in herself. She seems different. Like, she's not the same baby that went in there, if that makes sense. Like, the baby that she was before all of this happened, she seems different. But I don't know if that's just because she's been under a lot of stress and her body's been put through a lot and whatever. She's been quite unsettled since she's come home, but I'm expecting that.
She's been quite sleepy as well, hasn't she, since she's come back?
She's still had, like, a bit of a sniffly nose. She's still coughing a little bit, and she's still, what's the word? Congested? She still sounds quite congested, if that's the right word. She also developed, over the last 12 days, what I can only describe as a head or neck tremor. And I had no idea why. I was like, not going to lie, it worried me. So when we went to the appointment today, I mentioned it. Because obviously they asked how things have been with her since she's come home. How's her feeding? How's this? How's that? Mentioned whatever concerns I had. And the doctor basically just said it might be just to do with, like, the fact that she's had, like, 4 weeks where she hasn't physically been able to have her development as she should be. So, obviously, we've been in, like, the intensive care and stuff. She was obviously still on, couldn't move and all this kind of stuff. So, they think it's just because, obviously, she needs to strengthen her neck a little bit, and then it should hopefully, like, even itself out. Because it's not happening 24/7, like, it's not constant. It's only... When I say after I feed her and I'm winding her and I'm supporting her neck and her head with my hand, the head will start tremoring. And then, like, sometimes if I'm, like, stimulating, like, stroking her around here and stuff, and when I get to here, then it starts a little bit. But they're not worried about it. They've said it should just disappear on its own. Obviously, just keep an eye on it. If it gets any worse, then to come and get her checked out or whatever.
That's pretty much it, isn't it? Like...
So in regards to that, she's doing okay. She's
still snotty, still bunged up, still coughing a little bit, but...
She's due to have a blood test done, just to kind of check, like, her levels in her blood, what blood cell count, full blood count, all of this kind of stuff. She was supposed to have it done the day she came home, but where we had to go for the bloods, they weren't open because they were on lunch or something. So we just wanted to leave the hospital and go home. And then I was going to go back the next day, and then Halle come down with, like, hand, foot and mouth and chest infection and whatever. So we yet to still have that done. She's safe to now have her vaccinations, because I asked, is she well enough now to have her vaccinations, because I'd like them done as soon as possible.
I'd say yeah.
In regards to her operation, they're not happy for her to have it done yet.
They want to wait another 2 weeks.
They want to wait another few weeks.
So it'll be a month then. That says after a month of her being out, they're happy for her to go
Yeah, they're
ahead
just
with
a
it.
little bit worried that, you know, it's only been 2 weeks now. Look, this is coming up to 2 weeks since she come home. So they don't really want to put her under general, whatever that word is, where they put her to sleep.
Anaesthetic.
To do the op just yet. They said wait a few more weeks before it gets done.
Also, because if she has her injection, say, next week, she's obviously going to be a little bit irritated, a little bit poorly. Not, like, massively, but obviously when they have the injections, they're a little bit, like, irritable. The legs are a bit sore and whatever else. Obviously, let her have that and get over that. And then after that, start looking at getting the operation booked in. So, yeah.
Well, yeah, she's doing all right. She's very unsettled since she's come home. Don't get me wrong, she's sleeping fine. She's quite sleepy. To the point where she's not actually waking for her bottles come like the end of the day and then going into the night. I'm having to kind of wake her because it's been too much of a long period where it's like, okay, right, she's had a little bit of an extra nap now, but I'm going to have to wake her up and kind of just to feed her because I don't want her going that long without feeding. I don't agree with it, so she's she's just a bit sleepy. Obviously they did say the cough and stuff could take up to 4 weeks or etc for it to go. They can still have symptoms after the RSV has passed, so it can take up to like 4 weeks for the symptoms to kind of settle down and all of that. But yeah, so the operation's a no-go for now, for the next couple of weeks. Obviously she's got her casting Wednesday, I think.
Yeah, it is
Wednesday. So she had this one put on last week. This one will come off Wednesday morning and then she'll go and have the next one put on. Obviously we have to let physio know when we're going because they don't want to book the operation if they say it's not okay for her to have it done yet. So they've basically just said us to ask the question to them today and then to let them know when we're going for the appointment with her on Wednesday. Just so they're not like running around trying to figure out a time slot and stick her in somewhere for the surgery and then the hospital say no, it's not safe yet, we're not happy with it. So it just saves like a lot of hassle.
I think that is pretty much it. There's not a lot to report at this stage other than she's getting better and she's on the mend. But what I will say is if there is anything that you would like us to share over Christmas, or if you've got any ideas on the kind of content you would like to see from us, drop it in the comments and be like, oh, I'd like to see you do this, or I'd like to see this, or whatever kind of ideas you've got, because we're just looking for ideas for posting on here. Obviously we've got the TikTok and a lot of stuff goes through there.
But we want to start posting more.
But I'd like, more like
here.
Longer videos, maybe more vlogging, and I don't know, maybe there's something to do with like Christmas things or something over Christmas you'd like to see. So, or even a sit down where there's certain questions and you want like an in-depth on a certain topic, or I don't know, anything. So anybody who's got any ideas, drop it in the comments on this video and we will go from there.
Yeah, we want to kind of transition a little bit from being on TikTok to kind of coming over here.
It's just about...
Sometimes TikTok can be a bit overwhelming.
Yeah, and it's just learning as well, because obviously the videos will slowly get better on here the more we figure it out. Obviously there's a lot more editing that you can do on here, which we haven't yet got our heads around. I know a lot of people or other families that do it on here have got their own editor or their own cameraman or their own person that sits down and puts it all together and does this clip here and then goes into this clip, and things popping up all over the screen, and they've got different cameras. Obviously at the minute we're just recording off the phones, even though we're starting to get like the stands and the proper lights rather than just like your own bargains kind of ring lights. Now we've got like the big fancy ones, but I know we'll start looking at obviously proper cameras as it grows and start getting the different ones and that set up so you can shoot from different people or different frames and edit from there. But yeah, any ideas, just drop it at the bottom. And a big shout out to everyone that is following, supporting and showing
And
up.
also, before anybody points it out, yes, I know how orange I currently look. I am yet to wash off the excess tan, so I don't need telling how orange I look. I already know, okay? So I look like I've been dipped in a What's It packet, but I'll sort myself later. It is what it is.